Okay, it's 8:25 and me and my girlfriend are about to go out to Walmart, get some food. After which, I'm gonna come back and show you guys how I meal prep for her and I. She's a vegetarian, I'm a meat eater. So we're heading to Walmart now. Well, we're walking towards Walmart now. Okay, what do we get first?
Why the fuck is it
184? This is 244. Same thing, and they're all wilted. They're like, who fucking eats broccoli like that? That's no. I wonder if we'll see any fights here. The fuck? They run out of chicken? For anyone buying stuff at a supermarket, if they season something, that means they're trying to get rid of it, so don't buy it. It's probably not good for you. So for some reason, this Walmart has ran out of chicken. I'll be getting turkey. We're gonna get these Blue Diamond chocolate covered almonds because they sound great. I also am getting Special K because I like Special K. I'm getting cookies because I like cookies. So as we're leaving, we hear a huge pop, and there's someone's fucking Frappuccino bottle under the car, and there's glass everywhere. So hopefully the tire's okay. But for everyone who's listening, don't be an asshole. That'd be great. It's fucked up. So that's where the car is. Trash can is literally right here. Yeah, please don't be assholes. So we're back from Walmart. I have an array of things. I have corn, I have potatoes, I have the peanuts, I have cookies. And the essential reason that I got all this chocolate stuff is because I'm not gonna cut something out of my diet, maybe because it's quote unquote bad for me. So essentially there are no bad foods. There's nothing really that's bad for you. Your food does not have consciousness. Clean is not essentially a real thing. I've come to learn very recently. And it's basically shaped myself about food a little differently. I don't want to develop a negative connection with food about things that I don't like to eat or don't want to eat simply because I think it'll undo all my progress. Everything in moderation. I have ice cream sandwiches and I have cookies and I have chocolate stuff that I could absolutely eat. There's nothing wrong with that. And I enforce that to you as well. But tomorrow I'll be cooking some ground turkey with some stuff because I like ground turkey and black beans and rice maybe. I'll be making some vegetarian stuff for my girlfriend. I'll be showing you how I usually go about doing all that. So let's fast forward to tomorrow morning. Alright, it's actually 9 o'clock in the morning right now and we're about to start meal prepping. I just want to show you guys what I bought last night and why I bought it. We have a whole bunch of mushrooms that I'm going to be making black bean mushroom burgers out of that I really like, and my girlfriend loves them too. Ground turkey for me. Bought a whole bunch of rice cakes. I bought this caramel corn flavor is amazing. The white cheddar and the chocolate as well. Really good, so I get them. It's usually a after gym snack. I usually eat like 4 of them. Or 6 of them probably, yeah. 6 of them crushed up in a bag, and it's really good right after the gym. I've got these chickpeas. These are garbanzo beans. What I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna take these out of the cans, rinse them. I'm gonna dry roast them with a little bit of seasoning to give my girlfriend a really good snack. I love Special K, so I got some of this. Parsley, bananas, cauliflower, baby carrots, pears, apples, celery. Essentially, these are all things that could be high in sugars and could, in high doses, you know, work against me. But I like eating some of these things. I really do like cookies and I do like almonds. I'm not gonna take that out of my diet just because I have to, or who says? Absolutely not. I'm gonna eat whatever I want, but in a moderate fashion. Everything in moderation will help you. Too much of one thing absolutely is a bad thing. Okay? Alright, so let's get to this meal prep. We're going to start doing cut up all the veggies and get everything ready first, and then we'll start cooking after that. Alright? Halfway done with cutting all my vegetables, so what I'm going to do right now, I'm actually going to start multitasking. Just making sure nothing's in. In my opinion, this is the biggest fail when people try to meal prep because oh my god, it's time consuming. It takes forever because you have to do this and this and this. Absolutely not. Everything's usually very simple. Keep things very simple and multitask at the same time. I'm chopping my vegetables. I'm actually going to put those chickpeas in the oven to dry roast, as well as start boiling my water for my mashed potatoes. So you can do a lot of things all at once, but you just have to think of it in multitasking terms, because if you don't, you'll take all day. So basically what I did, I took the garbanzo beans out of the can, I rinsed them, put them into a Ziploc bag. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to pour my salt. Boom, just a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and a splash of olive oil. Not a whole lot, just a little bit, just to, you know, lubricate stuff. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take the actual bag, shake it up, and I'm going to put it these 3 glass dishes that I have and put them into the oven for about 20 minutes until they're roasted on top. And I'm going to mix them around, maybe another 5 minutes to get an even coating. After that, they're good to go. That's literally it. That's a snack done. Easy. Alright, they're all in the oven. Boom, 30 minutes. For those who don't know anything really about cooking, just letting you know, a good tip for making mashed potatoes is when you're cutting them, to cut them into smaller pieces. That way it'll cook faster in the actual water. Usually 12 to 15 minutes, and they should be fork tender. You strain them out and you're good to go. Since my girlfriend and I don't eat a lot of carbs, I'm only gonna make about 4 whole potatoes so I can distribute between 6 meals for her. Her mashed potatoes are basically made with almond milk, and you guys will see how I make those. It actually comes out very, very good. Not a whole lot of difference if you were to actually make it with actual milk or heavy cream or anything like that. I'm going to use some garlic, parsley. I'm using all these things because I actually like these things. I like a lot of garlic. I like a lot of dry herbs. I like a good amount of fresh herbs as well, but it's just, I'm not near a farmer's market right now, so I'll have to deal with what I have, and which is not a problem. It's pretty good stuff. It's from a good local source, which is great. A lot of people like to say the flavor god is the man. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. That's definitely not the case, because it's just dry spice rubs that the guy makes, and a lot of people like it because maybe they don't know how to combine spices. It's not very difficult. You can actually go to your local farmers markets and they have tons of spice mixes. I'll show you what I got the last time I was there, and it's hell of a lot cheaper. It really, really is. Alright, that took even shorter than I thought. So I strained out the water from the potatoes, put it right back into the hot pot that it was actually made in, and I took the chickpeas out of the oven and put it into the freezer. I did that because I want to rapidly cool everything down to make sure, temperature is good, to make sure it preserves what integrity it has to be, suitable to eat. If you just cook something, completely out, it gets really mushy while you cook it, and it's really amazing to eat then. Imagine when you reheat it. All this stuff needs to be reheated so we can eat it day after day. I'm trying to keep as much integrity in the vegetable as possible, so it'll be easy to eat. And it'll be actually pleasant to eat, Alright, so what we're going to do now, I'm going to grab the almond milk, the salt, the pepper, and that will be it for this. That's literally what's going into this mashed potatoes right now. So what I essentially did, I took all of the cauliflower, chopped it up, put it into this bag, the same bag as the garbanzo beans, and I'm gonna make it kind of like a barbacoa style. So just a little bit of, I'm gonna put a little bit of cumin, a little bit of granulated garlic, paprika, a little bit of curry powder, some salt, Frank's red hot sauce just a little bit, and a little bit of oil, like a teaspoon of oil. Basically all you do, boom, ready to go. Since this is all done already, I'm actually going to put this into a big Ziploc bag and have it ready for my girlfriend so she can take it as a snack to work. Instead of eating like a candy bar or something, she can actually munch on these. Take the cauliflowers, put it in the oven, 20 minutes. Alright, so next what we're going to do, we're going to start with our mushroom black bean burgers. I'm actually making the black beans in here and the mushrooms in a saute pan. I want to cook the black beans with a little bit of Italian seasoning just so they cook a little bit better with the mushrooms themselves. So in episode 3, when I went to the Yellow Green Farmers Market, I actually picked up all this stuff. So this, in my opinion, this is 10 times better than the Flavor God. I have a steak seasoning, an Italian seasoning, a carnivore blend, which is basically anything that can go with any kind of meat, a barbecue blend, and I even found Hawaiian lava salt, which is so cool, and I always wanted to try it. So we're going to use today the Italian seasoning and some of the barbecue and some of the steak spice. I've already used a little bit of this and I like the flavor, but I want to keep it for a little bit later. So I usually wait till my pan is scorching hot to put my oil in. Just about a tablespoon of oil. See all that smoke? That's exactly what we want. So what we're going to do now, we're actually going to put our onions and our garlic, and we're going to take it off the heat, and then we're going to put it back with our mushrooms. So I just put my mushrooms and my onions and my garlic all together. It's actually sauteing now. So what's going to happen is the moisture from the mushrooms is going to cook out. Everything's going to get very wet. It's going to cook out. It's going to get very dry. So I'm going to leave it on here and let it get as dry as possible, like really, really, really dark golden brown, and then I'll transfer it to the bowl and mix everything up. Alright, so I have my black beans cooking right now. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take some of my Italian spice. I'm just going to drop it in. I usually pinch my dry spices to activate them just a little bit more before they go into the actual food product. So putting that back in the water will help it reconstitute itself. This is not black, this is not burning. A lot of people might think it is, but that's all flavor at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is we're going to take some wine and we're going to deglaze the bottom of the pan. And that's all going to lift off. Why am I using wine? I'm using wine because I want to, maybe. No, well, wine has definitely helpful properties as well as flavor when cooking, and releases all that flavor off the bottom, right? That's exactly what I want. Also, I had a bottle of wine open in the fridge and I kind of want to get rid of it. I actually just put in a tablespoon of butter just to give it a bit more silky kind of texture. Alright, I'm going to actually turn this heat down from high down to about a little lower than medium high. And my water is now boiling for my corn, but I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to put some sun-dried tomatoes in there to actually plump up and rehydrate them. And I'm going to put that in my ground turkey, as well as onions and garlic. So that water I'm still going to use to boil my corn, so it'll give it a really cool flavor. So I put my sun-dried tomatoes in here. I'm going to fish them all out. The water has a little bit of a reddish sheen, which is what I want. I got my rice cooker going as well, so I'm actually going to make the rice next after I drop this corn in here. I have about 3/4 of this cup filled with long grain rice. What I'm going to do, I'm going to actually just drop it in here. And always remember to cook your rice at a 1-to-2 ratio. One portion of this multiplied by 2 will be your water. Alright, so I'm going to put 1.5 of these in here as my water, so it'll cook properly. I've got my water, I've got my rice, and I'm just putting some kind of generic kind of seasoning into poultry seasoning, literally some kind of generic thing. There's a little bit in there to make it taste kind of, you know, good. That's it. Check out the cauliflower. That's how it's looking. Pretty good. I'm actually going to put this in the freezer now, and then handle our corn. Corn's almost done. And then this is our mushrooms, our kind of almost a final product. There's still some moisture in there. I want to cook out as much as I possibly can. All that mushroom that I had before shrank down to this much, and that's why I bought so much, and that's why I had so much. So our mushrooms are just about done. What happens is when they're really, really dry, there's no moisture to stick to the pan, so it's really easy to actually saute. Right now what we're going to do, we're actually going to start portioning out the mashed potatoes into my girlfriend's meals. So she's not dieting like I am for a show, so she's just eating healthier. So I just divide this up into 5, split it up, and that's it. So I'm taking my mushrooms right now. I have my black beans already in the bowl. I let my black beans sit because there was still moisture inside the actual bean itself. They sat, I drained it out, and now it's basically bone dry. as well as the mushrooms are too. So I'm gonna put them all together into this one bowl. And I'm gonna leave this pan dirty. I wanna use this for my turkeys because all that's flavor as well. So right now we have our black beans and our mushrooms in here. So right now we're gonna put our parsley, we're gonna put our breadcrumbs, our 2 eggs, our Italian seasoning, maybe some salt and pepper, and that's about it. We're gonna mix it up and then patty them out. All right, so in this little Tupperware container I have parsley, I have the Italian seasoning and the breadcrumbs. It's gonna go right inside with the rest of our dry ingredients. It's a whole lot of parsley because I like to make it taste as fresh as possible. So the mixture's still kind of warm and I want it that way. What I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna grate some Parmesan cheese, fresh Parmesan cheese from the block, into here to give it a, you know, just that more Italian taste to it. I'm now gonna put 2 eggs inside. I'm gonna crack one now and then mix it. When the mixture is kind of set together, I'm gonna put the other one in right after to actually solidify it all, then start pattying them out. This is the final mix. It's kind of like a dough ball. It's no longer moving around. What I'm gonna do now, I'm actually going to put in some of this Hawaiian lava salt to try it out, and some black pepper. Oh wow! The black pepper and the salt is in here. What I'm gonna do, I'm actually going to patty them out into about 4-ounce patties. Put them into this dish and then bake it for another 8 minutes, just so all the egg is cooked out, so you know nobody gets sick or anything. Now it's time to put them in the oven for another about 8 minutes. All right, there they go. So we have our barbacoa cauliflower all set up. Now I'm gonna portion this into the 5 containers for her, and then the corn next. Her meal's looking like corn, barbacoa cauliflower, almond milk mashed potatoes, and then she has her black bean burger. So that's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. For me, I'm gonna have the other half of the corn, I'm gonna have some rice, and the ground turkey that I'm gonna make now. I was thinking about putting black beans to have a little more protein, but I think I'll get that from the rotisserie chickens that I buy, or the protein shakes that I drink. I might drink 1 to 2 depending on how I'm feeling that day. The rice is all done. I'm actually gonna fluff it to make sure it's the right doneness and consistency that I like. I'm gonna put it in one of those glass pans and put it into the freezer and let it start cooling down. Right here I have some 80-20 ground turkey. 4 ounces of this is gonna give me 21 grams of protein, so it's pretty damn good for what I'm gonna be eating on this meal. I'm gonna add the parsley, some onions, garlic, the barbecue mix, and the carnivore mix, as well as some sun-dried tomatoes, all of it together. It tastes really good. Still using the same pan as the mushrooms for all that extra flavor that is gonna be picked up by these onions and the garlic. Everything's just about where I want it to be, so I'm gonna put my sun-dried tomatoes in. I know what everyone's gonna say, you're burning the pan, you're burning the pan. That's actually not the case. All this is just all the black stuff from the gills of the portobello mushroom. So if I actually saute and I pull it over here, all this is still really good color. Do not be fooled by what people may tell you about cooking. Absolutely not. Flavor is in your pan at all times. Just don't kill your food. We're gonna take this and we're gonna put it into our raw turkey mixture. I'm gonna mix it all together and then put it right back in this pan. So I've been sauteing this for about 10 minutes. There's still some moisture at the bottom, as you can see there. I'm just waiting until all that's gone so it forms into crumbles and I can portion it properly. The ground turkey is finally done and it tastes literally amazing. So fortunately I can't eat it all right now, but I'll have to cool it down. We can portion it out. Oh my god. I gotta taste this. Oh my god! Alright, so now portioning out the portobello patties, portobello black bean, whatever patties you want to call them, into her meals. Fully cool down. I've got 3 left, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna divide that by 5 and separate them as they should go in her meals. And then I'll put my turkey inside my meals themselves. The last thing I'm gonna put is some hot sauce on it because I like hot sauce. All right, 5 days worth of meals packed away. Vegetarian options and meat eater options. Alright guys, so it's about 1 o'clock now, so essentially that entire meal prep took me about 4 hours. Generally, since I was recording and doing all this kind of other stuff for you guys, that would really only take me about half the time, if not an hour and 30 minutes really. It's all about planning to execute the best way you can. If you go in thinking that you can't cook, that you can't eat right, you don't know what to eat, you're gonna fail. Do a little bit of research, Google is your friend. But at the same time, it's all about eating what you want to eat. This is stuff that I want to eat, and this is stuff that I believe is going to help me. Just so you know, I measured out 9 ounces of turkey for every meal, as well as half a cup of white rice and half a piece of corn. That's literally it for my lunch. My dinner is going to be a quarter of a rotisserie chicken and a salad. My breakfast is usually 5 egg whites, a bowl of cereal with almond milk, 2 pieces of fruit, and maybe some granola or something. Along the day, I'll have my 3 cookies, my Chips Ahoy cookies that I like, that can, you know, keep me sane. I'll have my chocolate covered almonds, and I also have my protein shake, which is basically some mass gainer, Optimum Nutrition vanilla mass gainer with 2 tablespoons of peanut butter. I might try this new peanut butter powder that you guys saw earlier, along with a banana, water, a little bit of BioGrow from Isotori. There's a bunch of tests that's been out there, but I've had it for a while. I just want to kind of run through it. I haven't seen significant pumps or gains from it, so just want to use it up. So I talked about the connection with food and how to not develop a negative one with it, and that comes from a video by Lex Fitness. I'll post his channel right here somewhere on the screen. But he speaks about not developing a negative connection with food, and that's very, very true. In the past, I found myself spending massive amounts of time and energy on ingesting things that I didn't like to eat, things that didn't taste good to me and I didn't feel like was really going to benefit me in the long run. I remember my first time ever trying to do a bulk, and I was eating oats with tuna because I saw Matt Ogus do it on his channel, and it was disgusting. I couldn't even do it. So at that point, I said, you know what? Let me eat something that's gonna sit well with me and help me out. And that's what I did. That was about 5-6 years ago. So I've taken this insight that has developed over so much time, and this insight from a bunch of videos and things that I've been reading. It's all about how much you want to do it. There's something definitely out there for you, and it's gonna work for you. You just gotta find it. Try everything. Eat everything. And then narrow it down from there to see what best fits you. Today, you guys got a little insight on how I meal prep. It's not very difficult, really and truly. Keep it simple. I have ground turkey, rice, and corn. That is it. It's very, very simple. It doesn't take any time at all. I just mix some stuff with my hand, throw it in a pan, and put the rice in the rice cooker. It did all the work for me. I boiled some corn. I'm pretty sure almost everybody in the world can boil corn. So right now, I'm gonna eat something, and then I'm gonna head over to my parents' house to actually help out my dad meal prep. Then after that, I believe I'm gonna go over to my other friend's house and help him with his computer stuff. All right, so let's go.